Have you ever sat at the dinner table staring at a piece of meat, wondering if every bite might be quietly destroying your kidneys? You're not alone. Millions of Americans over 60 feel the same fear watching their creatinine levels climb, feeling weaker by the day, and being told to cut back on the very protein their bodies desperately need. The truth is terrifying. Choosing the wrong meat can accelerate kidney damage, raise dangerous toxins in your blood, and push you closer to dialysis faster than you ever imagined. But here's the good news, there are safe options. In fact, there are 3 specific meats that not only protect your kidneys, but can actually help bring those creatinine numbers down. They're simple, affordable, and probably already sitting in your local grocery store. Today with me, Dr. Johnny will uncover the top 3 meats that could change the way you eat forever. And the first one may surprise you not because it's fancy or expensive, but because it's often overlooked, even though it might be the gentlest and most healing protein you can put on your plate. When it comes to kidney health, the very first meat you need to know about is fresh white fish. It doesn't look glamorous on your plate, but it can quietly become your strongest ally. Think about this. Robert, a 68-year-old retired carpenter I worked with, had been told to cut out most meat after his creatinine started climbing. He felt constantly tired, weak, and frustrated. But when he swapped red meat and processed meats for 2 servings of simple cod and tilapia each week, his energy came back. His lab numbers steadied, and he said, "For the first time in months, I don't feel like food is my enemy." Why did that happen? Because fresh white fish delivers what doctors call high biological value protein, around 19 to 22 grams per 3-ounce serving. That's the kind of protein your body can actually absorb and use to rebuild muscle, fight infections, and stay strong without dumping excess waste into your blood. On top of that, white fish is naturally low in phosphorus, just 150 to 200 milligrams, and most of it is organic, which means your body absorbs far less of it compared to the dangerous additives hiding in bacon sausages or deli meats. And the potassium, usually around 200 to 250 milligrams, making it far safer than beans, nuts, or even some vegetables that can secretly push your potassium levels into the danger zone. But here's what really makes whitefish shine. It's not just safe, it's healing. It's low in saturated fat, easy to digest, and it produces fewer nitrogen waste products, meaning your kidneys don't have to work overtime. That's a win your body will feel almost immediately. Plus, you're getting bonus nutrients, omega-3 fatty acids to calm inflammation, vitamin B12 for your nerves, and red blood cells, selenium to power your immune system, and niacin to keep your blood vessels healthy. These aren't just numbers on a nutrition label. They're real tools that help you stay clear-headed, energized, and protected. Now, if you're wondering how to make it practical, keep it simple. Skip the frying pan and the salty marinades. Bake it with lemon and garlic. Wrap it in parchment paper with zucchini or red peppers. Or try a light stew with tilapia and fresh herbs. These meals aren't just kidney-friendly. They taste amazing, and they give you confidence that what you're eating is working for you, not against you. But let me ask you, have you ever felt guilty just for eating chicken, worried that it might harm your kidneys? You're not alone. And that's why the next meat we'll talk about is so important. Because as helpful as whitefish can be, it's not the only safe option. In fact, the next one might be sitting in your fridge right now, and it could be a total game changer. But just knowing this first choice isn't enough, because there's another hidden factor that could be even more dangerous if you don't address it. Whitefish may be the gentlest protein you can put on your plate, but let's be honest, not everyone wants to eat fish all the time. Sometimes you crave something familiar, hearty, and versatile, and that's where skinless chicken breast comes in, one of the most misunderstood yet powerful choices for protecting your kidneys. I remember talking to Linda, a 72-year-old grandmother, who thought she had to cut chicken out completely. For months, she avoided it, believing it was as risky as red meat. But when her dietitian finally encouraged her to try skinless chicken breast just 3 ounces at a time, her lab results told a different story. Her albumin levels rose, her energy improved, and she said she finally felt like herself again. Here's why it works. A 3-ounce portion of skinless chicken breast gives you about 26 grams of high biological value protein. That means your body doesn't just consume it, it actually uses it to rebuild muscle, strengthen your immune system, and prevent dangerous drops in albumin. And if you've ever had a lab test showing low albumin, you know how scary that can be. It's linked to higher hospitalizations and even mortality in kidney patients. Nutritionally, chicken breast is almost tailor-made for CKD patients. It's naturally low in saturated fat, less than 1 gram per serving, so it doesn't overload your heart, which is critical because heart disease and kidney disease often go hand in hand. Its phosphorus content is about 190 milligrams, but most of it is organic phosphorus, which your body doesn't absorb easily. That's the opposite of the harmful phosphate additives hiding in processed meats. Its potassium is relatively low too, just around 220 to 250 milligrams, making it safe for most patients, even those with advanced CKD. And let's not forget, it's naturally low in purines, so if you struggle with gout or high uric acid, chicken breast won't pour fuel on the fire. On top of all that, you're getting essential vitamins and minerals, vitamin B6 and niacin, to help convert food into energy, iron, and zinc for strong blood, and a healthy immune system, and selenium to shield your body from oxidative stress. This isn't just food, it's functional medicine on your plate. So how do you make it practical? First, avoid store-bought marinades or pre-seasoned chicken. They're loaded with hidden phosphate additives, MSG, and sodium your kidneys don't need. Instead, season naturally with garlic, turmeric, rosemary, or a squeeze of lemon. Pair it with vitamin C-rich veggies like bell peppers to boost iron absorption. And keep the portions modest, 3 to 4 ounces 2 or 3 times a week is the sweet spot for most CKD patients. Now let me ask you, have you ever felt like eating chicken was cheating? Like you were putting your health at risk? If so, you're not alone. And the truth is, liberating the right kind of chicken prepared the right way can actually be your ally, not your enemy. But here's the twist. Chicken isn't the only hidden gem in the meat aisle. There's one more option often ignored that could give your kidneys the exact support they need to fight back against creatinine. And just knowing about chicken won't be enough, because the next factor could surprise you even more. And it might just be the difference between slowing kidney decline or speeding toward dialysis. Chicken breast may feel like the safest and most reliable option, but what if I told you there's another lean meat that often flies under the radar, one that can be just as powerful and in some cases even better? I'm talking about fresh turkey breast. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, but for people living with kidney problems, it can quietly become a nutritional lifeline. Take George, a 65-year-old retired teacher. He had grown tired of the same meals and was slipping back into unhealthy choices like deli turkey, thinking it was lighter than red meat. But when he switched to fresh, unprocessed turkey breast, roasted slowly with lemon and herbs, his doctor noticed something remarkable. His albumin levels stabilized, his energy returned, and George himself said, "I finally feel like I can eat a real meal without the fear hanging over me." The science backs him up. Just 3 ounces of fresh turkey breast delivers around 25 grams of high-quality protein, enough to maintain muscle strength and help your body repair cells without overwhelming your kidneys. Its phosphorus content sits around 190 to 200 milligrams per serving, but because it's natural and organic, your body absorbs much less of it than the phosphate salts added to processed meats. Potassium runs about 250 milligrams, a safe, moderate amount when balanced with lower potassium sides. And remember, controlling potassium is one of the biggest challenges for kidney patients, making turkey a surprisingly steady choice. Beyond the numbers, turkey breast also offers vital nutrients. Niacin and vitamin B6 fuel your nervous system, easing brain fog and fatigue that so many CKD patients struggle with. Selenium acts like a shield protecting kidney tissues from oxidative damage, while zinc strengthens your immune system and even helps with taste and wound healing. Add in a dose of iron, about 1-2 milligrams per serving, and you've got a meat that helps combat anemia when paired with vitamin C-rich foods. The secret is in the preparation. Fresh turkey breast should never be confused with deli slices or brined holiday turkeys, which are packed with sodium and phosphate additives that can silently wreck your kidneys. Instead, roast it slowly in the oven, let the natural juices work their magic, or cook it in a slow cooker until tender. Pair it with steamed zucchini white rice or roasted cauliflower, and you've got a meal that's gentle, delicious, and kidney-friendly. So let me ask you, have you ever dismissed turkey as boring Or thought of it only as a holiday food? If so, it's time to look again. Fresh turkey breast is affordable, accessible, and incredibly safe for your kidneys. And when you bring it into your weekly routine, it gives you variety, flavor, and confidence that you're making the right choice. But here's the truth. Just knowing these three meats isn't enough, because there's one more factor often ignored that could be far more dangerous if you don't deal with it. And that final piece may decide whether your kidneys stay stable or spiral toward dialysis. Living with kidney problems can often feel like walking on a tightrope. Every food choice feels like a risk, every lab result feels like a judgment, and every doctor's visit brings more rules that seem to take away the little joys of life. But I want to remind you, this journey is not about perfection, and it's not about punishment. It's about learning how to work with your body, not against it. Small, thoughtful changes have the power to transform the way you feel day by day, meal by meal. If you've followed along this far, you've already taken one of the most important steps. You've chosen to be informed, and that's something worth celebrating. Knowledge gives you back control. Instead of feeling helpless in front of your lab results, you now have tools, strategies, and food choices that can actually make a difference. That alone is powerful, and it's proof that your story is still being written, that your future is not defined only by what your kidneys are struggling with today. Here's my advice: don't overwhelm yourself by trying to change everything at once. Instead, focus on 1 or 2 simple swaps this week. Maybe you replace a processed meat sandwich with a baked white fish meal. Or you choose roasted chicken breast with herbs instead of fried takeout. Maybe you give turkey breast a chance, slow cooked with lemon and vegetables, instead of relying on salty deli slices. These may seem like small steps, but over time they add up in ways you can feel in your energy, in your clarity, and yes, even in your lab results. Another important piece of advice: listen to your body. If a certain food leaves you feeling heavy, bloated, or fatigued, pay attention to that signal. Your body is constantly speaking to you, and learning how to tune in can help you make smarter, safer choices. At the same time, stay connected with your healthcare team. Share your changes with your doctor or dietitian. They can help you fine-tune your portions, your meal timing, and your overall balance. Remember, kidney health isn't a one-size-fits-all journey. What works for one person may need adjusting for another, and that's okay. The point is not to copy someone else's path, but to carve out your own step by step. I also want you to remember the bigger picture. Kidney disease often comes hand in hand with other challenges: high blood pressure, diabetes, or heart concerns. Every choice you make in your kitchen is not just about your kidneys. It's about your heart, your circulation, your bones, your immune system. When you choose foods that are lighter, cleaner, and safer, you're protecting your whole body, not just one organ. And that means more years of energy, more freedom to do the things you love, and more time with the people who matter most to you. If you found this video helpful, here's what I'd like you to do. First, save this video so you can come back to it later when you need a reminder or when you're planning your meals. Having it at your fingertips will make it easier to stay on track. Second, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. That way you'll always get the newest tips, the latest medical insights, and practical tools to keep your kidneys safe. I put a lot of care into each video, and I want you to benefit from every piece of knowledge that could help you avoid dialysis and live a fuller life. Finally, join the conversation. Leave a comment below and share one change you're ready to make this week. It might inspire someone else who feels stuck, and it might encourage you to keep going. Remember, you're not alone in this. Thousands of people are walking the same road, and by sharing your story, you become part of a community that supports each other through the ups and downs. I want to leave you with this message of hope. Kidney disease does not mean your life is over. It doesn't mean you have to give up the foods you love or the moments that make life joyful. It means you need to be smarter, more mindful, and more intentional with your choices. And you are more than capable of doing that. Every small decision you make is a vote for your future, a future with less fear, more freedom, and greater strength. So keep moving forward, keep learning, keep choosing foods that heal instead of harm, and above all, keep believing that you have the power to change your story. Your kidneys are still working hard for you. Now it's time to work just as hard for them. Save this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's continue this journey together. Because the best chapters of your health story are still waiting to be written,